So, welcome to the next session on Creative Commons licensing and why do you need licensing, right? So, there is always an issue, particularly very recently, regarding copyright and plagiarism. So, we've already gone through a session on plagiarism by Mr. Vijay Dharmapadan, and this is based on how you can take care that the content that you're taking does not violate plagiarism and the licensing that you can do so that nobody uses your work for plagiarism. So these are the types of licenses with which you can share your work. So you've probably seen these figures or these images at a lot of places. The first one, as you know, it's for copyright. So C inside a circle means it's copyrighted material. That so copyright means that you have to take prior permission of the author of the work to be able to publish it somewhere else or to use it somewhere else. So that is copyright. So that the extreme other end of copyright is where you have a striked out C inside the circle. That means it has no copyright, that means it's in the public domain. So anything that is in the public domain, it is freely available for sharing. So the symbol or the icon that comes in the middle, which has two C's inside a circle, so that is actually for Creative Commons licensing. So what is Creative Commons licensing? I think we've seen that option earlier in YouTube for the types of licenses in YouTube. And YouTube has standard YouTube license and Creative Commons attribution. So this is for Creative Commons. In Creative Commons, the work that you share can be reproduced, but with the certain restrictions to it. So we'll see what are the different types of Creative Commons. So in Creative Commons, just like copyright, you do not need to take permission all the time, but there should be attribution to the work that has been used. So attribution is nothing but referencing. You need to reference the work that you've used. So these are the other different types of CC or Creative Commons licenses. There are 4 types: BY, NC, ND and SA. So BY means you can use the work, but you need to reference the work or give attribution to the work that you used. NC is for non-commercial use, which means that you can reproduce it, but it should not be for a commercial use. It should only for a non-commercial. It should only be for a non-commercial use. ND is non-derivative. So non-derivative means you can share the work, but you cannot change the work. Okay, you cannot you're creating a remix of a song, or you're using the image of somebody else, a photograph made by somebody else, and you're realigning it to your own way. So that is not possible when it is non-derivative. And SA is share alike. So in share alike, you can copy the work, but you cannot change the work or you cannot change the license of the work. So these are the different types: attribution, no derivative works, share alike and non-commercial. So attribution means others can copy, distribute, display, perform and remix your work if they credit your name as requested by you. So they should actually give a reference to that the original work was done by this person. Second is non-derivative or no derivative works. That means others can only copy, distribute, display or perform verbatim copies of it. They have to word by word, or like the figure itself, they cannot change anything in the figure. Third is share alike. Others can distribute your work only but under a license identical to the one you have chosen for your work. So non-commercial means others can copy, distribute, display, perform or remix your work but for non-commercial purposes only. So these are the 6 licenses that is normally given under Creative Commons attribution. So CC0 is equivalent to the public domain and CC by SA, CC by ND, CC by NC, CC by NCSA, CC by NCND. So we'll see what these refer to. So these are the different examples that are there. So the first is public domain. That means you can copy and publish. You can use for commercial use, modify and adapt and change the license. And you do not need to reference it. Like no attribution is required. So CC BY is where all the options are available. You can copy, publish, use for commercial requirements, modify it, adapt it, change the license, but you have to attribute it. The original work should be attributed. Third is CC by SA where again all the first 3 options are available but you cannot change the license. Should not change the license. If you are relicensing it should if you are relicensing it, it should be the same. Next is CC by ND where you can copy and publish, you can use for commercial use, you have to give the attribution to it and but you cannot modify or adapt the original work but you can change the license. So CC by NC is where you can not use it for non-commercial use. So NC means non-commercial, you cannot use it for non-commercial use. All the other 4 factors are available. NCSA again, you cannot change the license. And all of them together, CC by NC ND means you can copy publish it, you need to attribute it and you can change the license but you cannot modify or adapt and you cannot use it for commercial use. So these are the different types of Creative Commons licensing that are there.